One day, while outside a Western-style hotel in Khartoum, Danny spotted something unusual, a motorbike. As it pulled up, Danny noticed the rider, a man with a thick French accent, and approached him. "I work for the UNHCR," the man explained. "I help relocate refugees, getting them visas for Western Europe." It was an opportunity Danny couldn't ignore. He slowly began to form a bond with this Belgian official who managed the refugee relocation process. Danny began visiting him regularly. Under the guise of being an anthropologist, he learned how the Belgian liaised with embassies to obtain visas and passports for refugees, but he also kept his mission secret. Danny knew that Sudan was an enemy of Israel, and being caught could mean the end of everything. So he played it carefully. "You have to be careful," Danny said to himself. "You have to be prudent." Danny gathered intelligence from the Belgian, learning how passports were processed. With this knowledge, he contacted Mossad and asked them to reach out to several embassies in Khartoum to approve all refugee relocation requests made by someone named Antoine. The plan was set into motion. Days later, Danny's plan took shape. Armed with passports provided by the embassy, he went to the Sudanese Interior Ministry under his alias, Antoine. The same official who had worked with the Belgian was there, but he didn't seem to notice anything unusual. Danny handed over his list, and the official counted the names before pulling 25 passports from a cupboard. With the passports in hand, Danny met Faraday again. The two exchanged a look, and Danny grinned. "We have a system," he said. By May 1979, the first 16 Ethiopian Jews, including Faraday's brothers, were on their way to Israel. Danny and Faraday had pulled off the impossible. The refugees, having never been on a plane before, checked in smoothly and vanished from the Sudanese authorities' radar. When they arrived in Israel, some kissed the ground, overwhelmed by emotion, finally free. Just 2 months later, another group of 16 Ethiopian Jews arrived in Israel. Many of them, overwhelmed with emotion, kissed the ground, some even eating the soil beneath their feet as they fulfilled a lifelong dream. The sight brought a renewed sense of hope for Faraday. He knew now that the operation could succeed. Getting Jews out of Sudan was no longer just a possibility, but a reality. Faraday, emboldened by the success, made a bold decision. He would send an emissary to his family in Ethiopia. But when the messenger failed to return, concern grew. Fearing interception, Faraday decided to take matters into his own hands and make the journey himself. With no clear way to contact his family, he attempted to reach the nearest Jewish village on foot. Danny, though under strict orders not to cross the Sudanese border, couldn't let Faraday go alone. "If you go, I'm going too," he said firmly. But they both knew the danger of a white man crossing into Ethiopia. Danny quickly devised a plan to disguise himself. "You paint me. I'll dress local, and we'll travel by night. At night, nobody can see this is fake," Danny suggested. Faraday, though unsure, agreed and covered Danny with charcoal. For 3 grueling nights, they traveled together, crossing the border into the northwest of Ethiopia, where they arrived at the Jewish village. The elders were wary of them, but Faraday spoke swiftly, urging them to help guide their people across the border. When the elders saw Danny's face, they recoiled, as Faraday had failed to disguise the streaks of charcoal on Danny's skin. Faraday, thinking quickly, wiped a streak from Danny's face, revealing his white skin. "This is a white brother," he explained. The villagers, having never encountered a white Jew before, were intrigued. This meeting marked the beginning of a new phase in their efforts to bring Ethiopian Jews into Sudan from different regions of the country. As the system grew, Danny rented 2 compounds on the outskirts of Khartoum to house up to 70 people at a time. But the airport route was becoming increasingly strained. There was a need for more creative solutions. Faraday had one in mind: using family passports. This would allow multiple Jews to escape under a single identity. Danny knew it was a risky move, but the urgency was growing. Together, they fabricated a family, complete with photos and names, and went to the check-in desk. The official, bemused by the passport, hesitated. "This is unusual," he remarked. Danny, quick on his feet, explained. The United Nations is sensitive to environmental issues. To save trees, they've started using family passports to reduce paper waste. After a tense pause, the officials stamped the passport and allowed them to pass. Danny repeated the same story to the Belgian representative who, without question, accepted the explanation. The family passport scheme had worked. This success marked a pivotal moment in the operation. Danny's confidence grew, and the number of people they could rescue surged. The most audacious move, however, came when they used a single passport for 15 people, 13 children, and 2 adults.